Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're going to want to sit tight for this one because we're going all in on an issue that has dramatically shifted the course of human history and perhaps even humanity itself. That's right, we're talking about Neuralink, Elon Musk's groundbreaking brain implant technology. If you're excited to dig deep, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more riveting explorations. In this video, we will exercise our imagination from the unreal, bordering on the absurd, to push our minds to think of a scenario that has never been imagined before. That said, let's throw ourselves into the awakening of imagination. So, it's 2035. The first generation of Neuralink chips was launched 10 years ago, and society has never been the same. For those who could afford the extravagant $100,000 annual fee, this implant supercharged their ability to perform complex calculations and solve mathematical problems in seconds. While they became veritable wizards in their respective fields, they paid a heavy price. Their emotional complexity was compressed to near non-existence. Imagine walking into a supermarket and knowing instantly which products offer the best value per dollar down to the cent, but not being able to feel the joy of choosing your favorite snack. People who were part of this neural elite began to fill top positions across all sectors, from finance to technology to governance. Even jobs like journalism saw a shift. Articles became purely data-driven, devoid of the emotional nuance that makes storytelling resonate with us. Sports too were affected. Players fitted with Neuralink could calculate trajectories and make split-second decisions that would seem superhuman to the average person. But these victories felt hollow, almost robotic. The cheers of the crowd became background noise, undifferentiated and meaningless. On the other side, you had those who either couldn't afford the technology or chose not to be a part of this elite. They became colloquially known as the emotional class. Due to a lack of enhanced intellectual capabilities, they found themselves marginalized in increasingly larger portions of society. They were not just at a disadvantage, they were becoming obsolete, but they had something that the neural elite couldn't compute: the ability to feel, to empathize, to connect on a fundamentally human level. And yet, this emotional richness became both their gift and their curse. Many found themselves succumbing to anxiety or depression, feeling overwhelmed by the ruthless efficiency of a world that seemed to have left them behind. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, a harrowing unforeseen consequence emerged, which many now call the Numb apocalypse. The emotional void in the neural elite started to manifest as a physical void. Research indicated that the consistent suppression of emotions led to a gradual decay in the areas of the brain responsible for empathy and emotional intelligence. This decay was irreversible and, more disturbingly, contagious. Emotional numbness started to spread like a virus among normals who were in close contact with the neural elite. Imagine living in a world where a hug from a loved one could drain your emotional vitality. It was as if the soul of humanity was being sucked into a black hole, and we were perilously close to the event horizon. Fast forward to the year 2125. Society had reached an unprecedented level of technological advancement, but at an unthinkable cost. The emotional class had largely retreated into self-imposed isolation, forming tight-knit communities that rejected modern technology. These communities became the last bastions of art, poetry, music, and all things that make life worth living. Meanwhile, the neural elite had become a quasi-hive mind, achieving unparalleled feats in science but devoid of any emotional experience. The middle ground ceased to exist, polarizing humanity into two extremes. However, as the century mark approached, something unexpected happened. A subgroup within the neural elite began to work on a new Neuralink model, one that aimed to reintegrate emotional capabilities. While their hive mind colleagues saw it as a frivolous endeavor, this small faction had started to realize what was lost. Whether it was due to some residual emotional undercurrent or a logical acknowledgement of their unsustainable trajectory, they pressed on. And so, a flicker of hope was ignited. Could emotional depth be reintroduced into a society that had almost forgotten what it felt like to feel? The initial tests were promising, but only time will tell if they could rekindle the dying embers of human emotionality. And there you have it, a century-long journey through the most transformative and potentially devastating technology ever conceived. So hit that like button if this video got you thinking, and subscribe for more deep dives into complex issues. Would you have gotten the Neuralink implant if you lived in this hypothetical future? What are your thoughts on the balance between emotional richness and intellectual prowess? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As always, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never lose that spark of human curiosity.